Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at Wally Wood's Thunder Agents. This is by Deluxe Comics #1. This is, first off, this is the last of my three-day Thunder Agents marathon. But I don't know, I just wanted to, these brought back such great memories. But this is the comic that started it all for me. This is my very first exposure to the Thunder Agents. I mean, this. How could you say no to this glorious George Perez cover? Look at this, and this has all of the Thunder Agents. We got Lightning over there. We got the Undersea Agent. We got the female Menthor, Dynamo, No Man. That's my favorite. Raven, and then here's the Thunder Squad in the background. Let's take a look at the back cover. We got the cyborg guy, just action pose, just glorious George Perez. Amazing work. I don't know what happened to Deluxe Comics. This was $2 when regular comics were like $1, you know, and just quality. There you go, there's the word. Let's look at the indicia. Hollywood's Thunder Agents, 1984. So I forget, were regular comics like 75 cents to $1 or something like that? These were $2, and it was worth it. And here we got the Raven. So let's look at this. We got Dan Thomas, writer. Who is Dan Thomas? Well, Dan Thomas is Roy Thomas's wife. We got George Perez and Dave Cockrum, artist. Jeez, could you beat that team? Look at that. We got Workman, my favorite letterer. Patty, I think that's Patty Cockrum. Neil Hansen, editor, and David Singer is a. So I mean, geez, you got everybody that you need. Just great talent. So here we have, you know, the Raven story is supposed to be like James Bond stories. So here we have like the cool guy, cool guy, and he's in Morocco someplace. Chicks are throwing themselves at him. He's gambling. We got the millionaire. I'm going fast because this is the comic. We got the millionaire, like Arab oil sheiks, and he's just Mr. Cool. He's cool as a cucumber. Meet me here in a few minutes, and of course he meets the hot chick in the car. Put his hand on her lap, and what's going on? He's got to jump out, bail on the girl at the last minute, and somebody's dead. And what does she do? She pricks him with her ring. So she was the super sexy femme fatale kind of thing. And of course, you're not gonna kill him. Why would you kill him? Like, look at him. Look at he's waking up at last, and topless chick is checking him out. Oh, she's not topless. Okay, all right. And you know, they could have just killed him, but they didn't. And there he sees, of course, the girl. She's on the plane. That's her. So he's like, I gotta go change. And ta-da! He's the Raven. Dun dun dun. In the surprise that, you know, nobody. And this is I liked about the Raven. Is he fires these missiles from his wrists, so like Wolverine's claws, but they're like little missiles. They come flying out. And you know, I don't like these flappy wings, but it works. It kind of works. I would prefer like feathered. How cool would that look with like bird feathered wings? But whatever. So he's flying around shooting, and he's taking out the girl, flying around, and the girl, you know, the covering the fuselage was all a scam for this rocket underneath, and she flies away, and he's like, damn, dun, 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 dun. And then we got Lightning. And look at this. Look at this. I keep talking about doing my villains and vigilantes, you know, talk about my characters and stuff like that. But here we go. This is the Raven written up in Villains Vigilantes. You know, and this was perfect. This came out right at the right time. So I think I got this because of the Villains Vigilantes title. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, Villains Vigilantes is a superhero role-playing game. It's Dungeons & Dragons with superheroes, and it didn't last too long. Without getting into all the legal battles and everything like that, let's just say it has like a long sorted legal history, and I ended up getting wrapped up in it too. Jeez, you know, I'm like trying to stay neutral and whatever. It just soured me on one of the creators of the game, but anyway. It's a role-playing game that I still play to this day. I still love it. I use a lot of house rules, and I keep saying that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to make a video talking about my world. I already showed the rule book, and there's, if you scroll through my videos, you'll see the Villains Vigilantes rule book showcase, but I'll talk about my world. So this is, I think, why I actually got into this. Somebody told me that it had a Village Vigilantes tie-in. So here we got No Man, and this is drawn by Steve Ditko. I'll recognize that art anywhere. So, and I'm wrong. Oh well, that page was Steve Ditko. This page is Steve Ditko right there. Ditko Thigson. But then this is Stephen Perry, pencils Keith Giffen. So inside it is Keith Giffen. And I have to say that this is not my favorite Keith Giffen style. I think he does this to be faster, and I just don't like it. And this is Menthor, but Menthor is a girl. This is the mental helmet. And if I remember correctly, the mental helmet kind of feedback from it gives you like little mental problems. So here she is, you know, girl's always got to get undressed, you know, changing little panty, and putting on a costume and going out and getting information from these thugs. And I like this. She's like going into like a mental state, almost like Doctor Strange in the astral plane, as she's probing this guy's psyche. And then she finally breaks through, gets the information she wants, but it hurts him. So like, it shows you like there's a little bit of like problem ethically, morally, dubiously with using mental powers on people. And now we got the Iron Maiden. This is by Stan Drake. We got Pat Broderick drawing Dynamo. And then we got introduction. Okay, we got posters over here, and now we got Thunder Agents. And this is Steve Englehart. Steve Englehart, for those of you who may not know, wrote that controversial Captain America storyline where Captain America witnesses like the president committing suicide, who, you know, is loosely based on Richard Nixon. You know, he's overtly political, wears his politics on his sleeve, and yet we still like him because he was an actual writer. This is Dave Cockrum. For those of you who may not know, Dave Cockrum designed the modern era of the Legion of Superheroes, and more importantly, well, maybe that's a mean thing to say, but just as important, he designed the new X-Men. Just a legend, you know. And then we got John Workman, who I know him best as Walt Simonson's usual letterer, just one of my favorite letterers. And Patty colors. I think that's Patty Cockrum. I think that's Dave Cockrum's wife. Neil Hansen, editor, whom I don't know. David Singer, I don't know. But there we go. That's No Man. If you'll watch my videos for the past couple of days, you'll know that No Man is a normal human who is 76 years old and you know, has ailments and illnesses. So he invented a robot, an android, that could accept like the human mind. So he volunteered to be the experiment since he was going to die anyway, and he projected his consciousness into the robot. Now the cool thing about the robot is he mass produced them. So when this robot is about to be destroyed, he can project his consciousness to the next robot, or android rather, and it kind of makes him a little bit reckless, you know, a little bit careless, and it's kind of interesting. And I love the fact that he is kind of like has a disregard for his body, but this cape is the invisibility cloak. There's only one of those. That's one of a kind. So he always has to go back. So that kind of sets him up like he destroys his body, but then he needs to go back and get the cape because he can't let the cape get into the bad guy's hands. It's kind of interesting. And the body, it is more durable than a normal human body, but like I said, he gets kind of reckless. Like he'll just jump out of planes, jump down a volcano if that's what it takes. So you see, he just runs in the building to rescue. The building collapses on him, and one of the other bodies just wakes up. And now he's not there, so he summons lightning, and lightning is like, I'm not too old. You can see he's getting older, and why is that making? I think because he used to, well, he still is. Guy Gilbert. Guy Gilbert was one of the original Thunder Squad, and there's Weed and there's Kitten, and he's getting older and older every time he uses it. So this suit heightens up your metabolism, so he's like 1,000 times faster than a normal human. So he's like flash speeds, but because his metabolism is so fast, he ages. I think for every minute he's in the suit, he ages a year or something like that. So, you know, he's one of the only agents. They actually ask him, would you mind going on this mission? Because, you know, it's basically shortening his lifespan. And here's the Undersea Agent. Undersea Agent, he had his own comic, believe it or not, and I think they just rolled him into the Thunder Agents after that comic got canceled, because he wasn't a member of the original Thunder Agents, but he kind of got rolled in. And here's Raven doing stunts for charity, and now one of the stunts is gonna it's backfiring, so he's got to go rescue the pilot. And I love this. He's got like Wolverine claws, so like these mechanical claws could pop out, or he could fire them like projectiles. So it's kind of cool. And then we got, you know, lightning over here. I don't know. I just find that the simple and elegant costumes are just wonderful. And here's Menthor. You know, she's using her mental abilities to summon Dynamo. You know, Dynamo was like the breakout character. He was like the most super heroic out of them all. And I don't know why he seems to be getting short shifted on this comic. And here he is, like, when he touches that button, he makes like a force field that realigns his molecular structure, so he weighs 1,000 pounds, and he's super dense and super strong and super vulnerable. So now he's beating up all the robots. There's all the robots. Just going through this quick. And for an invulnerable guy, he's also kind of reckless. They keep saying that he needs to be trained to fight better, and he doesn't listen, because he kind of gets overconfident. He takes on more than he can chew, and here he gets beat up. So here all the Thunder Agents are actually getting captured. So they got the Raven, they got Dynamo, and here's this Steve Ditko looking cyborg guy who's going to destroy them all. The regular agents are come in, they're scared of COVID. And see, there's Egghead. Egghead died in the original series in issue 2, and they never showed him again. So I'm guessing this is restarting the continuity, because there's really no explanation why it's a female Menthor. You know, it just is, I guess, for my diversity reasons. And now all of a sudden, he shines a ray to show, because Nomad was walking around invisible from the invisibility cloak. And now he has them all trapped. Ta-da! And here's a tribute to... oh, okay, this explains the death of the original Menthor, or why there's a new Menthor. Stan Price, Leonard Stark, Kelly Green. I guess that's another comic, and Only the Good Die Young. So it's talking about the run of the original Thunder Agents comic. I kind of went through that fast because I've been talking about the Thunder Agents a lot for the past couple of days. I did like almost an hour on Sunday with Sunday Comics, and then Monday's video I talked about I just wanted to finish up showing all the covers for the Thunder Agents, and then today I'm just showcasing this particular comic, because this particular comic is my first exposure to the Thunder Agents. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking it's more because of the V&V angle than the comic angle, you know, the Villains of Vigilantes. I think I heard about that, and that's what got me into the comic, and then I just fell in love with the actual comic. You know, I didn't even know who Wally Wood was at this point. Wally Wood Thunder, who's this guy? I thought Wally Wood was like a made up name, you know, like Hollywood, you know, like a mix between Disneyland and Hollywood. But anyway, I've since learned a lot. I was a kid in 1984. Jeez, I was a kid. So 15 years old, I think. But anyway, look, it lasted 5 issues. Now I don't know. I can only imagine it's got to be difficult to do a comic. I mean, you got to pay these people. With this comic's probably in production for months, so you got to pay these people every week for months before your comic even comes out. And then that's no guarantee that. Well, I don't need to explain business to you guys. You're all adults. So, this is only 5 issues, and they're pretty cheap. You know, they're under like $5-6 a piece if you want to get these on my comic shop. I was looking them up because I wanted to see if I had all the Thunder Agents. I have everything. There's a DC 6-issue series that I do have that. I thought I didn't have it. Shows you how memorial that was. And most recently, I think there was an IDW Thunder Agents. I don't have that. I'll be picking that up soon. So there you go. That concludes my 3 days of the Thunder Agents. You know, I'm kind of fascinated with the, like, this cult team. To me, they're like the Red Circle team, like the Crusaders. You know, they're just like a cult following. They don't have that many issues, but people seem to remember them very fondly. Maybe it's because there's not that many issues that, you know, really, out of all the teams that I could think of, for such a short run, these guys had like such wonderful, talented people working them. Like, I guess that's why we remember, because we didn't get a chance to see like the hacks take over the Thunder agents. Okay, well, there you go. I'm gonna go. I don't know. I might go back to some Jack Kirby stuff tomorrow. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Thanks a lot, everybody. Keep the comments coming. I love them all. Okay, see ya. Bye bye.